whatever. Unfortunately, I didn't spend enough time with him to become, I would say, an expert in stuff stuff like that. You know, the things that it made me realize was the amount of different types of grass that they were. You know, just ordinary grass. I thought they were just grass, but he was able to make products and things for people, and they worked because they kept on coming back or not coming back. If you see what I mean. You know, they come back whenever something else has happened, and unfortunately, he's gone. He went at the age of 107 years old, stopped working when he was 97 years old. And after he stopped working, he lost his memory and he lost his sight. And, you know, I have no idea how he knew all these stuff. I wish I did. But yes, that's a little bit of my background.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks, Devon. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so you had a long grounding in this sort of stuff then. Been doing it a long time.
Yeah, my mother was she was a nurse, but she got involved with complementary health as well. I have a young son who is a therapist as well. You know, so it's a thing that we do.
Yeah, it seems to run in the family then.
Mm.
Yeah, good. Okay. And the sort of remedies that you were using in Jamaica, you can get the same sort of ingredients over here, can you? Or do you use different things here?
It's different things, but I've been trying. This is the thing that we're turning to now. I'm looking to see if we can get Jamaican root herbs, you know, stuff for like knees and aches and pains. But it's not as easy, but it is getting easier to get some of these things in. But one of the things that I do is to look at the things that are accessible now and to use those. Because a lot of them, it's just things we buy anyway, but we use them individually rather than culminating to make a treatment. So a lot of stuff you can get from the greengrocers, and it's just how you put them together. Because the main thing that I look at is when healing any part of the body, the physical part of the body, is the immune system. If you can boost your immune system, then what you're doing, you're helping your body to fight whatever it is naturally, and that includes physical pain. You know, so it is about having that knowledge, or with some people, to be able to have the trust in some of these things, because a lot of things that I hear from people who are actually older than I am is the doctor. They'll say, "Oh well, if the doctor says," and what does the doctor say? But I have clients who are doctors, and but most of those are for physical treatments rather than stuff that I make. And the majority of stuff that I make is for external use anyway. The things that I make to drink is stuff that I use myself, you know, to boost my immune system, especially in the winter. And those will contain lots of things like ginger, turmeric, citrus, the various citrus fruits. All those are the mainstays in the stuff that I make for the winter to help to ward off, you know, colds, stuff like that. And as I say, building the immune system, and to encourage people, especially people with dark skin, to take vitamin D, especially in the winter. Again, to help with the immune system. So the various vitamins are so important. You know, we go through life and we eat and we say, right, okay, we're eating the right things, but sometimes not in the right quantities. You know, so for aches, for pains, I also make stuff like with ginger and with turmeric that you can actually use as ointments that you rub into areas. But there's lots of simple things out there that people can buy and to combine. One of my favorite is mixing Vicks with magnesium. So you can get the spray on magnesium oil. And what I like to do is to mix it in with Vicks vapor rub and rub it into the area. And then to try and keep that area warm. So if that area is painful, that is one of the ways I look to help to alleviate aches and pain in that way. And it's stuff that anybody can find in the eye street. You know, so it is about having the knowledge or the willingness, because a lot, you know, I have clients who are so determined to get injections rather than having ointments, that when they can't get the injections and they turn to their ointments, that's when they kind of realize that actually there is a benefit in it. Are you going to say something, David? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, David.
Mute.
Oh, somebody just turned my light off. Can you turn the light on, please? Thank you. Sorry, David. Did you say something? No, can't hear you. Phil, can you hear David?
Okay, now.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Right. Would you like to start telling people basically what levels of pain management and what we can do with T for H?
Because David is in a lot of pain at the moment.
Okay. So your pain, David, is that in your lower back?
It's all over my spine. My spine's crumbling and twisting.
Right.
I'm in a wheelchair.
Right. Are you able to come out of the wheelchair?
I broke my leg.
Right. So I would say it would be manipulation. So if you come out of the wheel, if you're able to come out of the wheelchair and to lay on a couch, you know, like when you go to bed.
Yes.
Right. So are you able to lay face down at all?
No.
No. Okay. So do you lay on your back?
Yes.
Okay.
All the time.
Right. So what is happening as well, because there is
Well,
connection.
Do you know scoliosis?
Yes.
Well, I've got scoliosis of the spine, and then about 11 of the vertebrae have all collapsed on top of each other and are twisting.
Right. Okay. I don't know if this would help.
I've got both muscular pain and
Yeah.
crepitus
And skeletal.
and skeletal problems.
Gosh. No, you see, because with the pressure that your body will be putting on the lower back when you're sitting, right, and the fact that you're in a wheelchair, and the fact that when you lay, you actually lay on that position, it is making it hard for the circulation. So again, with the pain, what needs to happen? We need to be able to get fresh blood into that area, and to be able to get rid of the buildup of well, it would be toxins that would build up, because the body does, the cells need to breathe. So I'm not sure how, if you can't roll over, or if you could, are you able to lay on your side at all, because it would be a gentle massage, you know, so shifting the lymph, shifting the blood from that area, so that fresh blood, oxygen can rush into that area, right, to help to alleviate. Using I don't know if you know anybody that does a heat massage. So it's using heat
Can't do it
to
now.
just to alleviate the pain, just to give a bit of comfort. Okay, so that massaging towards the heart, so it's up the body. Okay, and there is a thing that helps. I don't know if it helps when you if you add something to help to straighten the back.
No.
I don't know if that helps at all, because there is a restraint.
Yeah, you had one of those and it made it worse.
It made it worse.
Yes, because of the scoliosis, it affects, because the spine's twisted.
Yes, it's curvature of the spine. Yeah. Okay, so it is again a gentle stroke. So gentle strokes like that. But the fact that you are in a wheelchair, and the fact that you have to spend a lot of time laying on your back, it compounds it, you know. So there's a lot more pressure on the spine itself. And with sitting up, the head is one of the heaviest organs, so it's pushing down. So everything is being pushed down, compressing that pain too. That is a difficult one there for me.
Yeah.
Because it is about, you know, sort of being able to move. What about in water?
I haven't been swimming for ages.
You couldn't go in water. You'd need it would need a hoist to get down.
Yeah, I need a hoist to get in, so I need a specialist thing from the pool.
You see, I'm thinking of, it would be good to be able to take away some of that pressure that is going down on your spine, right? Because on your glute, you know, so you're on your glutes and everything is being compressed. I don't know if a kind of a hoist whereby you'll be able to put your arm in one side, arm the other side, and just to have some times whereby the pressure is not on your lower, you know, on your back or on your body.
I can understand that.
Yeah. So something like that, and to be able to have gentle manipulation of the back, you know, just enough rubbing, just to encourage the lymph to move, and to encourage the blood circulation, because what's happening, everything is getting trapped in that area, you know. So it is that is a thing, you know, to be able to, even if you had an operation on your knees, I believe, did you, as well?
Yeah, I'm still getting over that.
Had a fracture, femur, distal fracture of the femur.
No,
Right.
Yeah.
So what I was going to suggest wouldn't make any sense either, because it would have been in a kneeling position, right? And so imagine the bed, and that you're kneeling over the bed, so that you could have some work done on your lower back, because it is about getting that circulation going. I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Can't kneel, can you?
No. Right, you give me some ideas at least, Devon.
I'm sorry it isn't more than that, David, because, you know, I can see and I can understand that, because the very things that is needed is what you can't do right now.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say to look at turmeric. It's going back to the same old thing. You know, the turmeric, the ginger. I don't know what you like with ginger.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. So if you,
Every day.
Yeah,
well, it's to actually do as much with that as possible. So it is, and to keep that area warm, basically.
yeah. What quantity of turmeric would you suggest and ginger?
So, sorry, say that again.
What quantities of turmeric and ginger, and in what would you take it? Milk or orange juice?
All of the above, right? You can squash it and put it in water. So you get the root. Just imagine, say for your tea, for a cup of tea, you can get the root, squash the root, and of both, probably about an inch long of each, and just make tea with it. So you can drink it as tea, but you can also squash the root and seep it in carrier oil. You know, so it could be a grapeseed oil, right? And
Yeah.
that is what you'd rub on your body.
Right.
So to squash it, so that, and then you leave it in, and preferably if you was to leave it like, I don't know, on the windowsill in a bottle, because what you want is to extract a lot of the I was gonna say the vitamin, but the
Yeah. Right. The enzymes.
the enzymes. That's it. So you're trying to extract the enzymes from it, and then to rub that into the body. Okay, so, or if you can get the oils that was already made with that,
Yeah.
a warming oil, if that may, you know, if that can help as well, and to just gently put that on, but to get the turmeric and the ginger into your body, so that it is working all the time. But I don't know if stuff like glucosamine may have any. I know I use that for the joints.
We've taken that for over 20 years, and it actually
It's done no good.
very little effect, because John Hopkins has done a lot of research on this, and they really have not established if it works. The chondroitin probably is more efficacious than the glucosamine,
Yeah.
but it's expensive, and really the results are not that good. Or I don't know anybody that said that, you know, it's really helped them. It's maybe more psychological than anything.
There's a good possibility there,
Yeah.
you know, and again, to look at different foods, because sometimes, you know, the foods we eat can contribute to the pain that we're going through. You know, I would say similar to even arthritis, you know, where we have to look and be careful of certain foods. It's not, I don't like the idea of telling of people stopping eating certain things, but it's to be able to understand that the more of that you eat, it's the more likely you're going to bring more pain on, right? And I know that there's a good possibility as the weather changes, as it gets damper, then there's more likelihood that you're going to feel more pain, because within that. So it is a very strange thing, which is this thing I'm wearing on my hand, right? It has to have a hole in it. It is a bracelet, but it's a copper bracelet, and inside of it, there's a bit that's got a magnet. That seems to help me. And again, it could be in the mind, but if it is, it still does the job. So using copper.
We tried that. I had one.
No. How long did you wear it for? Because with mine,
7 months.
A year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Long time.
because
Yeah.
because I'm a firm believer in magnet and copper, because the sheer fact that copper is a conductor, yeah,
Magnesium.
and the sorry,
Mm.
Magnesium is good.
magnesium is fantastic. Because I use magnesium externally, even though you can get the magnesium tablet.
No.
And I think it's important to have the magnesium and zinc. But I also we have the spray, the magnesium spray for external use.
I didn't
I
know.
think that would be good to have magnesium mixed in with Vicks
Yeah.
to rub onto your back. Right? The Vicks will heat it, will give the effect of a warming effect. And magnesium gets absorbed into the body.
Now, will that work for everybody's pain?
No, there's no fix it all. It is about trying, and it is about what may work for an individual. And I think that's why there's just so many things out there, is because
I don't have rheumatoid arthritis. I don't know if anybody in the group here that's listening can say about their pain and see if that would help them.
well,
Ronnie?
Yeah, my name is Rani, Devon. I have rheumatoid arthritis, and I get real chronic pain. I'm on very powerful painkillers, dihydrocodeine and paracetamol, and joined together, they really sort of knock you out as well. So they make you feel sleepy, and you get all the side effects of them. But I was listening to what you were saying about the ginger and the turmeric. I used to take ginger every morning, grated in hot water, with a little bit of freshly ground pepper, and occasionally I'd put in turmeric or have sometimes garlic and sometimes honey. But the thing is, with these things, it's something you can never stop. You've got to take it on a regular basis, haven't you? I mean, I was listening to what you were saying about quantity-wise.
mm,
Would you have to take, because with the turmeric, it's the what's that? What's the substance called that's in there? That's the one that's the really
yeah,
powerful.
oh gosh,
Oh, do you know what? I knew it, and now
I know
chondriacs keeps on coming to my mind.
it's a C,
Curcumin.
curcumin. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing that is the powerful stuff. Now,
Yes.
when you look at the things you buy off the shelf, for turmeric, how it's very hard to work out or make sure that you're getting for yourself the right amount. When you're using fresh turmeric, it's more powerful, I feel, because there's nothing else in it but the product.
Well, I like the idea of using the fresh thing because you're more in control of it. But
Yes.
also, if you was to have it as part of your a natural, you have it. I have it in my water, so I will get a turmeric, a little bit of it, squash it, bit of ginger, especially in the winter. Drop it in the water that I drink. So I hardly notice it's going to be it's there. I use a lot of times I would drink just hot water with turmeric, ginger, and a bit of lemon.
Yeah.
But the idea, and I also use turmeric powder to in my cooking.
Yeah, so do we.
The idea is to have it in your system.
Yeah.
But once it leaves your system, then it goes back to
what it was, because it needs to stay there constantly.
That's right. Because
The
the
thing
pain
is, I
is
think always, yeah. So with the magnesium and the Vicks, can you use something like Tiger Balm and magnesium spray?
You could use that because I use the Vicks as like a warming agent.
Oh, I see.
Right?
So it's a carrier.
So yeah, but the magnesium is the magnesium spray. So I undo the bottle, pour some into the Vicks, rub it in, and work that in. The Vicks
Right.
itself, because of the nature of it, that warming effect actually does the muscles a lot of
Yes, it
good
relaxes
because
them, isn't it?
you're warming it up. That's right.
Yeah.
And it's like with pain. Pain forces you to tense your body,
Yeah.
but what that does is actually holds the pain in. So to help to get rid of pain is to be able to relax the body a little bit, right?
Uh-huh.
And allow. It's just when like when you're outside and it's freezing cold,
Yes.
and you tighten your muscles, you feel the
Mm.
cold even more. You
You
start
do,
shivering.
yeah.
But when you relax, it goes through your body,
Yeah, you don't feel it as
and your body.
intensely.
That's right. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's because your attention is switched from the
Yeah.
cold to something else,
Else.
because it's your brain that's registering the pain, and it's your brain that's registering the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes by diverting, and it's the same thing when people smoke and stuff like that, and I say they can
Mm.
give it up, but they need a diversion. They
Yeah.
need to be doing something different.
Yeah.
So with the pain, when I'm treating somebody in the physical one-to-one, I try and get them as relaxed as possible to allow that pain. So even though I'm doing manipulation, half of
Mm.
it is actually them
Mm-hmm.
being able to let it go. But the pain
Yeah.
sometimes is so demanding that it grabs your attention. You can't let go of it. You can't
Of it,
think
yeah.
anything else because that
Yeah.
pain is so intense. That is difficult to work with,
Do you
you
know
know?
what? It is so true, because when I think about my disease and how it's progressed and the pain I've felt over the years, and I think about how I cope with it now and how I coped with it, let's say 15, 20 years ago, there's a world of difference because I accept it differently. My
Yes.
mind's perception, it's still, there are days when I can revert back to type where the pain is so intense, I don't want to know anything, I can't move. But
Yeah.
there are some days when it can be so intense and so violating to the body that if I'm doing something that takes my attention away from it, even a fraction, I can get through that day enjoying something else a little better.
That is it. And that's where things like guided imagery and visualization comes in, right?
Mm,
It's not a magic cure. All it is it's a diversion. And
mm,
to try and get people to understand that sometimes, yes, the pain is there, it's tremendous, and the pain is trying to keep to get your attention. And the
yes,
more it gets your attention, it's the more you tighten up. And the
yeah,
more you tighten up, it's the more the muscles around that pain becomes painful. Because
mm,
if you used to clench your fist and hold it over a period of time, that in itself become painful because of the tension.
yeah,
Yeah. So the muscles around the area of the pain becomes painful as well.
mm,
So being able to let go of it, because sometimes on a physical level, where I treat some people, they where they've got the pain, the muscles around it is so hard, right? Where
yeah,
it's yeah, and that in itself is generating even more pain. But it's very difficult to say to somebody who's in severe pain to try and let it go.
and relax.
I try not to use the word relax because it makes them even tense.
They're
But
more
it's to,
tense.
yeah, but it's to let go, just to let go of the muscles and to allow your body to be floppy, as I call it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how that can help. Whereby, but it takes a lot of pushing, a lot of
Mm.
attention. You
Yeah.
know?
Devon, can I come in and ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, where we are at the moment, to get hold of things like the roots of turmeric and ginger are quite difficult. Can we substitute with the powdered stuff, the
Yeah, powdered turmeric.
powdered turmeric and powdered ginger?
Well, you can use powder, yeah, especially like in drink or from cooking and stuff. But Sainsbury's, Tesco's, they're beginning to sell those now in very small packets.
Well, actually, Sainsbury's do sell ginger in bigger amounts, because since we had the lockdown, I couldn't go out. I used to go to the Indian shops to get
Yeah.
my ginger. And there's a shop in Ilford, Star Fruits. They sell the nicest, when they get it in, ginger and turmeric, fresh turmeric. But because I couldn't go, turmeric, I sort of take the powdered ginger one. But Sainsbury's, I started getting large amounts of ginger in that was delivered, and it was really nice. I was quite surprised. It was quite fresh and quite juicy, not dried.
Well,
So they are doing it more now, but it's a case of them having it.
Can I ask a very mundane question? I always think of turmeric as a fantastic dye. I clothes with it sometimes, and you can't get the stain out.
No.
It not stains your hands, it will stain your teeth. How do you get around that? Especially if you're going to rub it into your body.
I think mainly with the root, because the powder seems to have more.
Same.
Yeah.
I bought the root once at Sainsbury's, and it was I had so much stain I couldn't get rid of it.
I think you'd have to wear gloves with that. But shall I tell you something? They actually, in India, we rub turmeric into our body, but you mix it with a carrier. And it's also traditional to do it at weddings. It's a very well-known tradition to have that done at weddings. You mix turmeric with what we make chapati flour from, but a very loose version of that. And then you put a mustard oil in it. And turmeric, because it's very good for you, it's very good for your skin. So it gives you a spa-like facial body glow for your wedding, like nothing else. But it's also very traditional. So you don't. So the carriers prevent your skin from going yellow.
Are you sure you're not pink underneath, Ronnie?
I'm not telling you the truth. Honestly, I may have not got all the ingredients right, but David, it's for true, because we did it for my brothers when they got married. My sister, it's done for boys and girls, but they do put it on, and they do put it on injuries as well. Turmeric, mixed, so you make a very thick chapati, only half cook it, put mustard oil in and turmeric in, and you tie it round while it's warm, and it's supposed to give you, healing properties, and then you apply honey after to soothe give it softness, and then it won't get a scab.
So that's mustard oil and turmeric powder.
Well, mustard oil is a hot carrier as well. Mustard oil is made from the seed of is it spinach? Mustard spinach. It's made from its seed, so it's a very strong warming oil.
Ronnie, can I ask you a big favor?
Mm-hmm.
Would you do the recipe and have Phil put it on the website?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you mean with the ginger and turmeric, you mean, or?
And with the mustard oil, I think.
Okay.
Because
I'll do that,
It reminded me of a client I had many years ago. And he used to bring his own mustard oil. He wouldn't allow me to use any other oil.
But his own.
And, so looking back, that is something I should have taken and carried on within, because, now you've just reminded me of the mustard oil.
But the funny thing is, I spoke to somebody today who was giving me all these recipes, and I'm going to get them from her. Diane, you know her, Bob's mum. Do you remember Bob's mum used to come? And she never used to talk much. She was in a real bad way.
Yeah.
Well, she's talking. She's, all, really sort of giving me all these really good recipes for how to sleep at night as well. When you're in pain, you can't sleep, things you can do. So I'm going to write them all down.
That's excellent. Do give her my love.
I will, and I'm gonna ask her for them so I can write them, and maybe we can share them, because she doesn't like taking sleeping pills, because you want to sleep all day long then.
Yeah.
But she said it helps her sleep in the morning and evening. But it's like what you were saying, Devon. I had two carers who were from Jamaica, and one of them, Hava, used to give me fantastic stuff, telling me about what to eat. Callaloo is even supposed to be better than spinach because it's got more iron in it.
That's right.
And it's better for you. It tastes similar to spinach.
But I think.
But it's much more powerful.
I think it originated from India.
Calorie.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
because,
maybe that's what Mum used to talk about eating.
because in Jamaica, the makeup of Jamaica is African,
Yes.
Chinese, Indian, and Irish. Right?
Ah.
But then there's a lot more within that. And so a lot of the stuff got imported from around the mainly those areas.
Areas. Oh, I see.
So yes, there's a lot of stuff that is
Because
Jamaican, but it originated from either China or India.
right. But it's just the amazing thing is that Western medicine won't allow these things to become they're becoming mainstream in a way because they're becoming popular, and because of vegetarianism and veganism, all these things are coming out a lot more. But there is truth in these natural things that the earth provides for you, because before medicine, it was just nature that cured.
That's right. And that's why, there's just so many things. Even now, you find in your garden that has such abilities. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, especially through COVID, your outside space was the thing that was actually giving you the healing properties to carry on.
Yeah.
Mind and
Because
soul.
even a lot of people grow bay.
How he went on a special diet.
Yeah. More than that.
Yeah, Andy went on a vegan diet and stopped drinking, and it helped his arthritis.
Yeah.
But do you know what? There is some truth in that, because when I go to Kerala, they change my diet completely, and they put me on a vegetarian diet because I'm allowed to have butter and a little tiny amount of milk, not a lot. And I swear to God, I do my system, my body works better, my RA behaves in a different way. It's as if my body has stopped fighting with itself and given itself some time out, and I start to feel good. But they did tell me one very important thing there. They did say to me that, when you're taking anything into your system, whether it be Western medicine or whatever, never take it with begrudgingly, where you're thinking, oh God, I hate these things, I don't want them, and then take them, because they'll never do any good or anything. It'll only be harmful. And even with my Western medicine, they said, when you take it, just say thank you, God, or please work, or please help me, and be grateful, because your body will accept it in a much better way. I don't know if there's some. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, it's to do it with intent, right?
Yes.
They did a test with water, and what they used was prayer with the water. They had one group that had, it was blessing or something like that. They had one group that they used with the blessings or with the intent, and another group with nothing. And they did it over a 2 weeks or month period of time or whatever. And even though they could see that the obvious result, they say they didn't know what made it work, so they couldn't justify it. But actually, the result was plain to see, and that wasn't a program. I think it was on one of the BBC programs.
I think, yeah. I think I remember there has been something like when those doctors get together and they try things, don't they?
That's right.
One of those. Yeah. But it made a big difference, because from that day onwards, when they told me, prior to that, I used to be very angry with the disease, my medicine, everything. My anger used to invert onto myself. And then when they told me that, and they said, look, this is really crucial, because you are putting into your system, anything you put in your system, your body has to accept and carry out to the right places for anything to work or to digest itself and move from your system smoothly. So they really drummed it into me. And then when I started doing that, the hatred, the pent-up tension, the anger, the stress towards the disease and the medication started to wane. And it started to change my mind's perception of me and my disease.
Yeah. You see, it's all about it's not just about the aches and the pain. It's about life in general, right? Because we use mantras, right? You know, people will sit and they'll have a mantra that they'll do, right? But we also do a passive mantra. And in my opinion, what we're doing, we're talking to our subconscious mind, right, who would help us or hinder us. And it is important to send the right message. You know, you don't sit or you don't see somebody who's going to do a long jump or a high jump. You don't see them saying, I can't do this, I can't do this. They will say, I can do it, I can do it, I'm going to do it. But yet, in life, in ordinary life, we have a passive mantra, and that is, I can't. I can't, oh, I don't feel good, I'm not able to, I'll never be able to, right? So all of it is negative. So the general thinking and the general thought is, I can't, I'm not able to, they won't let me, all of that, when actually it should be around the other way. When you want to do something, or you want to achieve, or in general life, it should be, I can, I am, I will. Is to change the wordings. If you change the words in general, even about how you feel, it is amazing how it can change the result. And that's why having time to do a relaxational technique, having time for stillness, where you're reaffirming that positivity in your mind, in your body, is vitally important, because it then changes. And the thing about it is that the changes is so subtle that we don't realize that we've gone from A to B to C, right? We forgot that we were sitting there going, you know, my leg hurts, or my head is always hurting, or my head always hurts, it never goes away. You know, I hear words like that when it's not, yes, it's hurting, but it will go. Yeah, I'm gonna make it go. It will go, right? It's always reaffirming the pain. I know it sounds like, you know, so unrealistic, but it is. That's how it is, and that's how, you know, you don't put. You know, when you want a nice car, right? You put that car on your fridge, a picture of that car on your fridge, so you can see it. So you always look at it and saying, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that. You don't look at it and go, oh, I'll never be able to get that.
No, right? No, you tell yourself all these wonderful things.
That's right. But it works just the same way with ache, with pains, with lots of different things, you know, but it's a case of putting it in your life.
I think my fight at the moment is with me, the work I do, what I can do, and getting up and doing it. I'm at that point where you were saying, where it's that passive mindset in a way, which says, oh, I'll do it in a bit. Well, I can't get up yet. Oh, today I feel worse. I'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow never seems to come, because you're always telling yourself, oh, I don't think I can do it. And that's what I need to get over. That's my fight at the moment.
But part of getting over it is to be able to look back on it, right? When you've achieved something, when you've done it, just scroll back a little bit and think, before I did it, I used to doubt myself. And then after you've done it, feel the elation of doing it. Feel the positive energy that you get from doing it. And then use that to push you forward. So again, you can bring that back to virtually anything, aches, pain, you name it. But, you know, it's having that belief and that trust that, yes, you know, and to move on from there. David, did you, thank you. David, did you want me to do a relaxational technique with you before I go? I didn't realize I could switch you on.
Yeah. Can I just say to Ronnie, remember Cliftonville and walking up 3 flights? 4,
oh
6.
gosh, yeah.
So you can do it.
Yeah. Oh my
Fine.
gosh, yeah.
Remember that. I was amazed how you did that.
Yeah. I think I was a bit staggered at myself. But I'm just, I mean, listening to David as well, when David was saying about the pain. I mean, I can imagine it must be excruciating. And what gets me is that, you know, the things that were available to help, like having the, you know, when you used to have the hoist in the pool and you could go to hydrotherapy and get that, which would be absolutely essential and ideal for David, it's no longer available.
I know.
And it's so unfair.
Thanks for that. What about Karen? Does Karen want to say anything?
No, I'm fine, thanks. Can you hear me?
Devon, I think you were just about to give David some advice, weren't you? Was that the relaxation thing? Is that any good?
Did you want us to go? Did you want me to go through a relaxational technique with you today?
Well, can we leave that to the next time? I'm just thinking of the time.
Yeah, we are running a bit short on time, I'm afraid. So maybe next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be okay for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe pencil that in.
Start, Darren. Devon. Devon, what time do you want to start?
2 o'clock.
With 2 o'clock, that is going to give me a bit of a problem for next week.
3 o'clock.
Just one momento. Let's see. Okay. The problem with with next week, believe it or not, I've got to go see my doctor, right? Even though it's early-ish. I just want to make sure that I don't leave myself with not enough, because I can't tell what time I'll be back.
Yeah.
So just for next week.
You have to leave it at
4. Sorry?
Leave it at 4.
Yeah, just for next week, and then we can look at it after that. Is that all right?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, okay. I'll set up another Zoom meeting for next week then. Okay.
Right.
For 4 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
much.
All right. I'll send out more invites, and yeah, hopefully we'll get a few more people in. But thanks for that, Devon. That's great. Very interesting. And,
People send questions into you as well through
Sorry,
Phil.
can you say that again, David, please?
Would you like people to send questions in via Phil or Diane?
Whichever suits you guys. Whichever way you know, I will come and we'll do what we need to do, because sometimes when it's really organized, we miss things because we have to then move on from one to another. It'd be great if the questions are there, but then either the people can ask it or we go from one to the other. Even though sometimes I find myself just talking, but feel free at any time to just interject and say, right, here's a question for you.
okay. Well, we have a topic for next week then, don't we? For relaxation techniques for David. So that's a starting point, and then we can work on from there. Yeah?
Okay.
Everybody's happy with that? Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in, everybody. And
Thank you very much.
see you next week.
Thank you very much.
Phil, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Bye. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Yeah.
All right.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.